Let me see. Who does have a ton of cool gear to do that kind of thing, Jen?
Yeah, who's also got a budget that Uncle Sam backs that is
Man,
really really nice to do that kind of awesome observation and
let me.
analysis.
I know who doesn't have that. Us. What Landon Aydlett with the National Weather Service does. So good morning, Landon, and he comes on every Monday for work week weather. You know, I had former Senator Tom Atta. He messages me once in a while, and that weather report where we're talking about snowing in Texas. I think it was a couple weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
or was it last Monday? Anyway, he was asking me, "Hey, where do we get that?" And so we put them up on YouTube. All the interviews from the link, we put them up on the YouTube, and then we get Landon here every Monday. And then if things are brewing weather-wise for the weekend, then he's always ready to jump on a Friday too.
I
So.
wonder if Tom was ever stationed in Texas because he's an infantryman,
Right,
a
right.
long time soldier. He's a captain.
What's the big army base there in Texas?
That's Fort Hood.
Fort Hood, right?
Yeah,
On.
in
Yeah,
Killeen.
Fort
uh,
Hood.
right on. 6:54, and that being said, let's welcome from the NWS Landon Islet.
Yeah, Landon, do you guys have a drone? You guys have like those cool weather balloons and all this cool tech and everything, but do you guys have a NWS drone?
We do have the weather balloon, but no drones here. And of
Oh,
course,
okay.
we'd have problems flying the drone up in our property because we're
Yeah,
right here at the airport.
they're kind of at the
property,
airport,
so there would
Jay.
be some
Yeah.
limitations.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but yeah, I was definitely seeing the traffic over at Rev Tax this morning on my way in. I noticed the line of cars was shorter than it usually is on most mornings at 4 to 4:30.
Right.
So I didn't understand why until I came in and hear you all talking. So yeah, some people got the word, but otherwise, a lot of people are still sitting outside.
I guarantee you.
But
There's
enough of that
there-
for now.
There's that one guy who's there, like, no, babe, trust me, we're gonna be the first ones. We're gonna be the first ones.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, they were the first ones, but not much to see out there. There are a few showers out there this morning, so the prevailing message for the coming week, next couple weeks, is it's going to be very dry. But like we're seeing right now outside the window, there are a few showers out there, and the satellite is picking that up. Our radar is currently down. Let me shut my blinds right quick. The radar remains down. It's got some mechanical problems, but we do have a radar team coming in from Oklahoma. They will be installing new parts and working on the radar to hopefully get it up and running before much longer. But it is a dry season, so we're not missing much. But this is the infrared satellite from our Himawari geostationary satellite high up in orbit over the region. These little clouds, those are just enough at the low level to put off some showers, and they're moving right on by. So you're not going to get much of a soaking rain. They're going to get things wet and then move right on out. So this is about as good as it gets as far as the rainfall in our region's concerns. Zooming out, there's not much to speak of across the whole region. Typical trends the last several weeks or the month, we've had showers and thunderstorms down across Yap and Palau down here, all well to our south and going toward Mindanao in southern Philippines. But we are pretty clear of weather across much of the region. Just some spotty showers and thunderstorms near Waliai, Sadawal, and the outer islands of Chuuk and Yap states, and then on down towards Lucanor, Nukuaro, and some near Kapinga Maringi where they need that rainfall ever so much. Looking to our north, not much out there, but we do have that cold front sitting well to our northwest. And I'm going to talk about the effects that we're going to see from that. That's already pushing well to our northeast and no effect to us except for the winds that are behind us. And I'll show you that shortly. So let's go ahead and switch to the slides, Jason, and we'll talk about local weather.
Yes,
and again,
sir.
the themes that we're going to be looking at, it's dry. We have that fire threat with wildfires. Any fires that are started could spread rapidly. We have developing drought conditions across the region, but otherwise no advisories currently in effect other than that fire weather watch for Guam through this evening, and that likely will be upgraded to a red flag warning, which means any fires that do get started would be very difficult to stop because the winds will be picking up as we go into the daytime today. So the next slide, Jason, current conditions, we are seeing a little bit more winds this morning. I walked outside at 4 o'clock this morning, noticed it was a little bit warmer, and that was because we have those stronger winds at the surface. That's keeping things a little bit more temperate, a little bit more warmer temperatures at the surface. With the winds drop down to nothing, it cools off much rapidly at the surface. So the winds are up a little bit, about 12, 15 miles per hour, mostly clear skies. Other than that, few showers across the islands. Current temperature 80 degrees. No records have been set, but it feels quite toasty in the afternoon with that sun beating down. Rainfall, we are definitely increasing our deficit for the year so far. Currently standing at 5.12 inches for the year. Normally we're approaching 9.5 inches by this time. And the big thing is on the next slide, the fire danger is very high, and that continues to increase across the island as the vegetation dries. The moisture remains limited. So if you go out outside, you see the grasses are starting to turn a little bit yellow, a little more brown. Things are getting a little more brittle, especially the swordgrass. Any fires that develop, especially in the central southern mountains, they can be picked up, those embers picked up in the winds and blown right up into the mountains. And they're very hard to snuff those fires, especially with all the dry vegetation. So the red flag warning, that is likely later this morning. The guys in the operations will be assessing that in the next hour or so. The next slide, this is the United States Drought Monitor map showing that drought across the region. And actually, I missed the point. Rhoda over here is now in D1 moderate drought, whereas Guam and Saipan remains in abnormally dry conditions. Elsewhere, severe droughts developing across the northern Marshall Islands, and the extreme drought remains in place at Kapinga Maringa. They did have a nice bout of rain last week, so that was good for them. But overall, dry conditions remain across this region, and that's going to be the theme for at least the next week or two. The next slide shows the polar orbiting scatterometer, showing the winds at the surface. You see these greens right around Guam and to our south. Those are those stronger winds that'll make our fire threat a little bit higher. So there's a 15 to 20 knot winds. Yellows are 20 to 25 knot winds. So we're going to see some gusty conditions, especially in the southern central mountains today. So again, any fires that are started, and all fires here are man-made, they are not natural, they're man-made, could spread rapidly. So that's the thing that people need to remember, especially if you're driving, you're smoking cigarettes, make sure they are extinguished completely before whatever you do with the cigarettes. Hopefully throw them away in a safe container. The next slide shows the winds due north of us between 20 and 40 north latitude. Those reds, those will be generating those seas that will be moving in later today. And I think I'm losing my earpiece, so if I lose sounds, bear with me. Those winds up there with that cold front system, that's going to stay to our north, but they're generating the large swell that's eventually going to make its way down toward the Mariana Islands this evening and overnight. So there is a possibility of surf becoming hazardous at around 9 feet along north-facing reefs. And the next slide shows the wave watch model and the current buoys. The purple line, again, that's the wave forecast, showing about 6 feet at this hour, increasing through the day. We're not seeing that increase yet at the buoy, the green, but we'll be watching the Saipan buoy and the Retidian buoy today, and we'll be able to track those swells as they come in across Saipan and then onward to the south toward Guam. North swell will be building, and those waves along north-facing reefs, they will be building as well. And the next slide shows those vulnerable exposures. That's Scout Beach, Charlie Beach, Retidian Beach, all up around the north point of Guam, Tangisan Beach, and then parts of Tumon Bay, Agana Bay, on down towards Aston PD and the Glass Breakwater. Those will be the vulnerable areas as the seas and surf increase through this afternoon and evening. It's not going to be gradual, it's going to be pretty quick as the seas and surf build. For the week ahead, mostly sunny, slight chance of light showers, east winds 15 to 20 miles per hour with combined seas of 6 to 8 feet this morning, building to around 9 feet this evening. Over the water, the winds will be at 15 to 20 knots with surf along north and east facing reefs of 6 to 8 feet. That could build to 9 feet and hazardous along north facing reefs. Midweek, not bad, partly cloudy, becoming mostly cloudy by the end of the week. Slight chance of showers, so it's going to be dry again with moderate winds of 10 to 20 miles per hour from the east. And for the weekend, also not bad as we move along. So again, join the Weather Ready Nation. If your organization is not a part of us, send me an email at marcus.aydlett@noaa.gov and join the Weather Ready Nation as we build our outreach program across the region, and also want to stay in touch with you and also give you access to our facility with direct points of contacts and open our office to you for tours for your businesses and other outreach endeavors.
Trust me,
that's what
folks,
we're here for.
it is worth the tour. Chris and I have been there like on a couple of occasions to do live streams and everything like that. It is an amazing experience.
It's always a
Landon,
blast.
when,
we like having you here.
When people join the Weather Ready Nation, do they get any like cool freebies like stickers or?
Well, we don't have stickers, but we do have some freebies that we like to pass out. Otherwise, we have a lot of information brochures about the various hazards and safety campaigns, how to stay safe in certain conditions. And that's where we drive our outreach to really protect life and property.
Right.
And I think I just lost my ear. Do you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. I just remember I don't know how back in the day that was, but the little like crank powered
I think
radio thing.
my audio
Remember that,
might
Jay?
not be working right now. Yeah. But you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you, Landon.
Okay, good.
Right on.
I just lost my earpiece.
I was just asking about those cranky radios. Remember those? When you
these things are a wonder. I love these things, but when the battery dies, it's not so good. I thought they were charging this morning, but oh well, I need to check my cable.
Right on.
But I was telling Jason last week, you all had when y'all were starting the show, y'all had hockey in the background, and that reminded me one of my previous jobs was working at the hockey arena. So I sent Jason some photos of my pre-National Weather Service life. Yeah, so
I got that up right now. Go Wolfpack.
Yeah, we worked for the NC State basketball team at the arena there in Raleigh, North Carolina. That used to be the RBC Center. Now they've changed their names to, I'm not sure what they're branded by now, but we worked for the Carolina Hurricanes hockey team. Go figure, it was a hurricane was the mascot. And we also worked events with the NC State basketball team at the arena. So that was our job before coming to Guam, before we got our
Landon, real quick, I got to say, it took a really long time because my mom's side of the family were from Connecticut, and I lived there when I was a real little baby and everything. And the only professional sports team we ever had in the great state of Connecticut was the Hartford Whalers, and you guys stole them from us. In 40 years, we never won the Stanley Cup. They went down to Carolina, became the Hurricanes, and 6 years after they went down there, you guys finally won Lord Stanley's Cup. It took me a really long time to forgive Carolina for that.
Yeah, that was my first season working for the Hurricanes, and we went all the way to the Stanley Cup, and we won it that year in 2005 and 6. So I've got the championship ring and everything, and I ended up working there for 3 years. So that was a lot of excitement. And as I tell people when we speak to students at career day events at different schools across the island, it's a tough road. Meteorology is a hard field to get a job into, especially if you have no experience. And so after college, my brother and I, we were in debt for college payments and loans, and we had no job except for what we could find in the service industry, but we powered through it, and we worked a number of jobs at certain times. At one point I had 7 part-time jobs under my belt. Wow. Going from one to another, just networking and building stuff. On the picture on the left, that's at a restaurant, like a upscale restaurant in Raleigh, North Carolina. We waited tables there, and then we also worked at the NBC affiliate in Raleigh as an intern. That was NBC 17.
Nice.
We worked there, and then we got our break in weather. My brother went to Kwajalein first in the middle photo, and I never had plans to go to Kwajalein, but 6 months later, when they had a job opening, it kind of fell in my lap, and I was like, why not? I have a degree that's going to waste. Might as well take a chance. If I don't like it, I'll do my 2-year contract and go back to the States. And 13 years later, we're still in the Pacific.
Something that fell in our lap is this rainbow here in Harmon. Where Joe Sir's out there with the rainbow cam.
Yeah, we're showing you and the rainbow right now. Gorgeous rainbow.
Yeah, there's that shower I was talking about.
Yeah. Well,
Landon, that is the thing about rainbows, because if we can see a really awesome rainbow here in Harmon, can you necessarily see the same thing where you are in Teaden?
It's all about the sun angle. So you have to have the sun at your back, and the rain or the shower shaft in front of you. So is that optical illusion that the sun has to be behind you and the rain in front of you. So I can probably see it from my window, but it's going to be a little bit different from your view versus my view.
Right on. Well, Landon, thank you. It was a great talk as usual, and enjoy your Chamorro Culture and Heritage History Day.
Absolutely.
We'll see you, my friend.
See y'all next week.
There you go, Landon Aydlett from the National Weather Service. Is there Joe, sir, outside with that rainbow cam? It's starting to get covered up by that shower. That was nice.
That was a good rainbow, Joe, sir.
It's 7:08. Guys, we're going to take a quick break, and we're back with more of the link right here. And it's all proudly brought to you by Cabo Enterprises, IT&E, Carrier, and also East West Rental. Yes, thank you guys for jumping on board East West Rental. Okay, I really appreciate that. What do we got here? I'll give you more info on that coming up, but you can get the right stuff at East West Rental. Good morning. Again, this is the link on The Breeze 93.9. We're KUAM FM.